Let's get rid of the ideas that have been around for a long time, such as folklore and traditions, and let's start again with something new.
Hi, my name is Makasy, and today we're going to talk about neck tags again. This is part 2 of my mini-series, so let's get into it. So, by the way, if you haven't watched part 1, I would really recommend you go watch part 1. I'm very proud of that video. So first thing first, just like I promised you on the last video, so here's the segment of the Raf Simons neck tag from the year 1996 to the year 2022.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I think, both you and I can agree that neck tag, where Raf and the team also showed us the season and the year, is his best neck tag. They're kind of adopting it back, but not really. It's like some garments are starting to get it back, but not all. So yeah, so you kind of sacrifice a little bit of the cleanliness, but it's like for the sake of information. So I think for most us hardcore fans, it will be really good. It would gain a bit of goodwill back from me as a consumer who is slowly losing interest in most of his collections. I think if he were to bring that back, it would be like a bit of like nostalgia back to his golden years in the early 2000s, late 1990s. So that is what a good neck tag is about. So what I'm showing you right now is what a perfect neck tag looks like. And first, I would like you to disregard the vertical nature of the tag, the 2 tags format, the color, the font, the size. Ignore all that. Focus purely on the amount of information. Alright, so top of the line, just the name of the brand. The second line, there's the name of the collection, and then the season, and then the years. All of these information, I deem them to be important. I deem them to be necessary. And most designers like Raf Simons, Celine, Gucci, they relegate all of these information other than the name of their brand to the watch tag. So the problem of doing that, meaning relegating most of these information towards the watch tag, is that there are also a lot of unnecessary information that are not as important as the information on the second line of the Rick Owens neck tag. So when you put all these important information, when you put them with somewhat important information, there is an overflow of information. This typically leads to people like not reading it also. Let's use an example. So imagine this. You're on Instagram and you're scrolling and your friends are like, posting memes, posting travel pics, fashion pics, and then you come across somebody venting. They're putting up like 2-3 stories of them like using at least 300 words on each story. So naturally, you just skip it unless you're really, really close to that person. But, we don't want to read all of that, because it's just a lot. Just continue to share memes, continue to share funny videos, some funny photos. That is the same thing with relegating all of these important information down towards the watch tag on the inside of the garment, because there are a lot of unnecessary information in there that you don't need. And so with the adoption of showing all of these information on the neck tag, it doesn't mean that you should do the same as Raf or Rick, like let your creative team go nuts. Let them have a field day. They can do whatever they want. I am simply advocating for all of these information to be there, where it's easy to locate and it's just right there in front of you. Like, you can design it however you want, big canvas, blah blah blah, whatever. I want all of these information to be up front and not down there with the libtards. So what I just spoke about for the last 2-3 minutes, this is the most important reason as to why you should do it, because I deem this information to be very, very important, and I don't think they should be stuck in the watch tag where you have to go look for it. I think it should be up there on the neck tag where it's easily located. So if that isn't a big reason enough, I have some more for you. So first one is standing out. So although high fashion and fast fashion are targeting different demographic, it is not a secret that if fast fashion can offer the same type of garment at a lower price, most consumers will proudly go to H&M, go to Zara, buy the cheaper product. A lot of people aren't that too loyal to a particular brand. For example, with me, flying, like I do not care what airline I fly, like as long as it gets me from point A to point B. So okay, I made a mistake here. So it's the same demographic. It's not different demographic, but different segmentation. And in marketing, market segmentation is the process of dividing a broad consumer or business market, normally consisting of like existing and potential customers, into like subgroups of consumer based on some type of shared characteristics. In this case, everyone needs clothes, but some people are willing to spend 200, 300, 400. Some people like Hermes, some people like Zara, some people like Fashion Nova. Some people have taste. Most fast fashion neck tag, it looks like this. It looks very cheap. And then most high fashion, the neck tags, it looks like this. So if you were to adopt what Raf used to do and what Rick is currently doing, however you want to design it, let your creative team go nuts, your product will stand out, and then all of these necessary information for the consumer to have, it's right there in front of them. The next reason why I think you should adopt this practice is that it shows the consumer that you care. If you are not a minimalist brand like Duro, like Old Celine, like Jill Sander, you could fall into the trap of what most general consumer thinking, which is that they think you're lazy. They think you're just cutting every corner you can to have this very minimal neck tag, because they'll think like, oh, okay, they just made this neck tag as simple as possible so they can save time and then save money. I don't believe in that, but most consumers, they don't look into neck tags as deep as I do. Most consumers don't make 40 minutes video about neck tags. By adding all of these information in a well-designed manner and not just sloppily put it on the neck area, it shows the consumer that you care about every aspect of your garment, of your brand, of your product. Remember, the neck tag is one of the first things that your consumer will see. So if they go to a retailer like Saks, like Selfridges, like Harrods, the tag, the paper tag that has like all the pricing and all that, it's attached to the neck tag. So the neck tag is one of the first things that your consumer or potential consumers will see about your product. Okay, so the next reason is that it will gain a lot of goodwill from the general public. And you know, I think we can safely say that there are more watchers than shoppers when it comes into the real world. You know, most people go into Saks or Nordstrom or Harrods or Selfridges, you know, they're probably there just to stroll around, like look at products and possibly try on a few things, but most of them, 90% of them, they're just strolling, they're not buyers. Once again, it is one of the first things that they will see, because if they like a product, they will grab the neck tag, and then the price tag, which is on a piece of paper, will be attached to the neck tag. So if your neck tag is good enough, like they'll remember your brand. It will leave them with a good impression, and they will think about it next time they actually go into the store to actually buy something, but they're not strolling around anymore, when they go with the intent of buying something. All right, so let's use a real life example. Let's say there are two sushi places and the price is like similar. One place has sushi for $10, one place has sushi for $12. So let's say that both are great in terms of quality. The quality is the same. So if one of them has a cleaner bathroom, I will probably go to the cleaner bathroom, even if that one is the $12 one, because although I'm not going there for the bathroom is part of the experience. The bathroom is part of the dining experience. So the neck tags, it's not the main reason you're buying the product, but it is part of the consumer shopping experience. Next reason is that some people photograph their neck tags for social media. So there is a subsector of people in fashion who loves to take photo of their tags or their clothes and like post it on their Instagram. You know, I'm actually making a video about that soon. And you know, like I'm sure you've seen this if you follow any influencer. If you follow me, like I post photos of neck tags sometimes. So, and I know that what I'm proposing is a bit of like anti that, because like I'm proposing you add more information, which makes it less clean. But if your creative team is creative enough, they will be able to design a neck tag that includes all of these information while still being social media friendly. All right, so the next reason is secondhand selling and buying. So I sell and buy clothes secondhand sometimes, and it can get frustrating when you're buying an old piece. If a brand does include all these information on the neck tag and the watch tags, which some brands don't, or be very hard, like they use code words like jargons that only they know, it'll be very hard to pinpoint it. You know, let's say you're buying an old pair of Hydro Ackerman trousers and they don't put any season or year on the trousers, so it's just a plain black trousers. Like what if there's like a particular cut that is like just very minute differences from a regular trousers that I really want, but I don't know the year, so then it's very hard for me to search for it. So it makes the buying and selling in the secondary market a bit harder than it needs to be. And I think in the year 2022, as a brand, you kind of need to think further past the point of the 2 weeks return, because most brands, once you buy their product and it's past 2 weeks and you can't return it anymore, that is the end of their buying experience. But I think you need to think a bit further, because part of the buying and owning high fashion items now includes selling and buying said luxury items on the secondary market. With the proliferation of websites like The Real, eBay, Grail, Depop, etc., like it's very easy for us to like simply sell our product and get new ones. It's never been easier to sell your used clothes that you have that no longer wear, so then you can get some money back and use that to buy other things. Like back in the olden days, you have to go to a consignment shop, but now you can do it yourself. As long as you have an iPhone, take some photo, put it up on any website, and people will buy it from you. With my own buying experience from like the secondary market, most sellers, like they don't take pics of the care tags or the neck tags either, so like it's hard to pinpoint it. They just put like Hydro Ackerman trousers, Gucci blazer. Like, what year is it? What season is it? You know, like I want to know. If I'm spending so much money, I would like to know what season and what year it's from. Under what creative director was this blazer from? And another thing is that Rick Owens. So Rick Owens doesn't produce a lot of new products every year. Most of the time they just re-release like the same cut with different color or different fabric. So imagine if Rick only has his name and like no season, no year, no nothing. If you have to spend $200 on a Tyrone tee, might as well get it from the season that you like instead of like from Dirt. You might want to get it from Gethsemane. You might want to get it from Performer, you know. Like since they're already the same, might as well get it from the collection that you love instead of a collection that you kind of like. And you know, as a seller and as a buyer, you know, it's very hard to keep track of all of these information because these informations are not necessary for us to survive with the everyday life. I don't need to know like what season my trousers are from, like at the top of my head. If you own a lot of products, if you own a lot of clothes like me, it gets very hard to like keep track of everything. So when you're trying to sell and buy, just there's a lot going on. Just like put on the neck tag, so then I can just look at the neck tag, I can write my listing out, and it'll be easier. Alright, so you may be asking, what does a brand get out of doing all of this extra work when they don't get a profit from you selling and buying on the secondary market? So there are a couple of reasons. So they gain goodwill from the public and build stronger brand loyalty. Once these consumers sell the items and how easy it is, they realize how easy it is to sell these items, they might as well use the money they just made from selling said items and just buy it again from the same design, because they know how easy it will be for when they're sick of it, they can just sell it and buy a new product. If you're a brand and you want to hear more about this to try to convince you to do all this work, like send me a DM on Pornhub. My username is Mason Margella, so let's talk business there. Yeah, so this is my second video in my series about neck tag. The next one is going to be about like photographing neck tags onto like social media, how social friendly is your neck tag, stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. I'm still working on the script. I'm just like fixing it here and there, you know, just trying to make sure it's good. I'm just trying to put out quality product. But yeah, my name is Makasy. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I will see you next week. Bye bye.